how long have you been in Vegas for?
7 years.
Okay. How was Vegas like 7 years ago?
Way different, man. Way less traffic. And I came from LA, so I was like in heaven coming here.
I feel like I got honey-dicked because like when I came here in Vegas to drive around, I was like, this is fantastic. The moment I moved over here within 2 months.
Yeah, it's crazy now. It's really bad now.
Bad.
You can't go near the Strip.
I know.
It's brutal. A lot of it's construction because of F1 coming and stuff.
The races and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of it is because they're getting ready and then they see how many people are moving here and I think they're getting out in front of it. But yeah, it's kind of a bitch. It's not like you used to be able to during like rush hour, 5 o'clock or whatever. You could go coast to coast out in this town. You could go from Henderson to Summerlin, no problem, 20 minutes. Like you can't do that anymore.
You can't do that anymore and stuff like that. I mean, it's so.
But it's still great here.
It's still fucking great here, right?
Stop coming here though if you're from LA. Just saying.
LA for sure.
Go to Florida. Go to Texas.
I mean, I was in Maryland. I forgot what other state went like tax free recently, but it was a pretty interesting state and stuff. But
you love it here though, don't you?
Oh, dude, I love it here.
Yeah,
it's fucking.
It's always something to do.
I can't go like even like.
If you're a single guy, you don't live in this town, you're a fucking idiot. Seriously.
Yeah. It's now. What would you do as a single guy?
Well, I mean, it's just there's always something to do. It's it's 24-hour town. LA shuts down at 2 o'clock. It's so crazy.
Yeah, that is
really 1:30. We say 2, but it's really 1. Last call is 1:30.
1:30.
It's over at 2. Here,
it's just
there's
starting.
People just going out at 2.
It's just
1:30.
It's just starting.
Seriously.
Yeah. Incredible.
There's no line of people getting into clubs at 10 o'clock here at night. It's empty in front of the clubs. 10:30. It's empty.
It's such a different lifestyle. And like now, have you been to Miami a bunch of times before?
Yeah, but I have not been. If you're gonna laugh at me if I tell you the last time I was in Miami. When? I was in Miami last in 2012 for 24 hours.
Okay.
Before that, 1999.
Sheesh.
I know, that's crazy, right?
How was Miami in 1999, man?
It was
that's
cool.
Pretty Jersey Shore.
But I'm not hating on Miami, but I just don't see, coming from LA, why do you need to fly 6 hours to Miami when you can just go 45 minutes to Vegas? Like what's happening in Miami that's not happening here?
It's just the beach stuff, and then it's like, all right, have you heard? All right, so watch this. So, you know how everyone wants to go to college, right?
Yeah.
So look how devious the colleges are. So I'll pull up the research on this eventually and stuff, and I'll show it. I'll do a whole stream on how college to try to grift people. But there is this college fund where they a couple of colleges banded together, put their money together, and they decided to make movies in order to promote colleges. This was some of the money behind some of the popular movies that made colleges really popular, and this was like American Pie.
Yep.
And a bunch of these, so they intentionally made it like okay, cool. So okay, there's a lot of people who won't go to college, but if we trick people into college to think that they're going to get laid at college, if they go, which you do, but
sure.
but they made it like a whole culture. So like before that, like you'll meet somebody or something like that, but then they made it like you go to college and it's this land of milk and honey and all these fucking tits and these parties and stuff, and you'll be able to, and you join these fucking fraternities and Stifler's mom and and all this and like and this was college's own money investing into fucking movies to trick people into going to college because they think they're gonna get laid for the first time.
Yeah,
possibly, maybe, but
yeah.
It wasn't a total lie, but then the grift was they're just trying to get you in there because it convinced a lot of people. Like low key, I know a lot of like they try to like most people I knew that would try to go to college. They didn't have any idea at all why they were going to college.
Right,
they're just going to college to go to college, right? Yeah. But
it's a checkbox, right?
But every guy I knew on the low was kind of also thought like, yo, like I want to meet some honeys out there.
Right.
This is where the party's at, and this is why you're going to college.
A lot of people pick the school based on that. Arizona State, they know where to go. San Diego State, they know where to go. Yeah.
So, but that's kind of so what's going on there is that there's been a lot of marketing into marketing. It's all about marketing, right? Yep. Like Las Vegas always has it, but the thing with Las Vegas and the movies is like it's sort of like you're gonna gamble. Well, you can get shit faced, blacked out. You remember. And the last movie to promote in Vegas is The Hangover.
Sure.
I mean, let's be realistically, right? Yep. Or it's like How to Beat Vegas, or like like I counted blackjack. I'm counting in cards and stuff, and I beat that, right?
21, right?
Yeah, 21 movie, right? But in Miami, it's like Jersey Shore or like Jersey Shore TV show, or it's like things showing that and stuff for Fresh and Fit, or even advertising over there, right?
Yeah.
And it's basically because you get to be on the beach. I mean, literally, like on Fresh and Fit, they say this all the time that dudes who make like $50,000 or $40,000 a year save up all fucking year in order to look ballers for one weekend.
In Miami?
In Miami, yeah, they rent it. Like, imagine, like, you save like the whole week, and you save up like 10, 15 grand if you're making like 50,000 tops. They literally go to Miami, rent a Lambo for the weekend. You know, they're at the clubs. They're popping like $5,000 worth of bot. People know people. They're like, yeah,
Right.
people completely like fabricate this one weekend. They make their whole life this one weekend, just like people make their whole life about EDC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or I know
Yeah.
tons of people like this. Like,
Yeah,
make it
for
up-
sure.
the Electric Daisy Carnival, or
Yeah.
they make it about, they make it all about that.
Yeah.
Or Burning Man, RIP.
It's funny you say that. You know, my girl Vanessa works at Wet Republic, day
yeah.
club at MGM. And sometimes she'll come home from work, and she'll be like, yeah, I couldn't get these guys, their minimum, based on the weekend, there's a minimum spend, right? If you're going to have a table or cabana or whatever, right? So, so be like, yeah, their minimum was like $7,000 and they wouldn't budge off of that. And I'm like, you don't understand. In a lot of those cases, is what you just said. Yeah. That's literally all they got.
Yeah.
Like as crazy as it sounds, like
Vanessa, try harder.
Because you sit there and you're like, no one in their right mind would just spend all that money if that's all they got. But they do it.
They do it.
Just like a gambler. Right? There's gamblers that will sit at blackjack with their whole net worth on the table.
I met dealers that do that.
For sure.
There's so many. Like, I had no idea about it. Until I had a conversation. Actually, last night I was at the El Cortez.
Really?
I was at the El Cortez with Charlie. Hey, shout out.
Wow. All right.
Did not too bad on the craps table, but like just the slots. I just played a little slots here and there, and then I just ended up. I went pretty decently on like Ultimate Texas Hold'em.
Yeah.
So it did pretty good. But the dealer versus a player
Sure,
one,
sure.
not the player versus player one. But it's
when you sit down at something like that, you're sitting down with $500, $1,000,
$2,000.
$2,000.
$2,000, yeah.
Okay.
Something like
I was just curious.
I usually like with craps. Yeah, I usually play like $1,000 to $2,000. I usually don't go above 2,000 just because I don't want it to become like this thing of like, because usually like worst case I'm like, oh shit, I lost 50%, or like, oh, I'm up 2 times or 3 times on my money. Nice.
Right.
But I've noticed even like craps tables and game. This is why like I just do it as a little bit of like, oh, it's fun, or we just talk.
Fun, blow off some steam, have a little fun. Yeah.
That's
it's
it.
hard to leave a craps table with money, isn't it? It's so hard. It's why I don't play craps. There's too many fun shit to bet on. Hard 8, hard 10, 12.
12 and stuff.
I'm addicted to trying to hit 12 because it's only good for one spin.
I do high
roll.
lows. I do high lows.
High low, I like that too.
They've doubled my chances, but Miguel, it's only one.
Yeah.
Don't tell me the
30
odds.
to 1 though.
Don't
right?
tell me the odds.
31 to 1. I'm in.
I'm in, right? But like, yeah, that's what we do. So like, but yeah, usually, I mean, when I started here in Vegas, I was only playing like $500 at most on the craps table. It was all fun. I never really gamble any crazy money just because, like, why? I can just put that in crypto.
Right.
But at the same time too,
which is also a gamble.
It's also a gamble, right? Well,
it's different.
It's a different. You're right, because it's all about research. Now,
and
it's
you
a
have
gamble.
an edge.
It's a gamble if you don't. If you have an edge, right? It's a gamble if you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
Holy shit, dude! If you don't know what you're doing and you're jumping in, you're gonna lose your money.
Right.
1,000%.
Right.
It's just be like you'll jump from one loss to another loss to another loss until it's gone.
Right.
Right. And then by the time the bull market starts, you're like, I'm out, and then it starts, and you come, oh fuck, it started. You come back in, and then you make money for a little bit, and then it's over. It's just this crazy shit. We're like, this is what's happening right now. Right now, we're in the middle of like people leaving the table, where they need to stick it out, and then it's going to rebound higher. The thing is with gambling is that you can outside of getting like maybe like some crazy hand or it's a little different on crap. Maybe like when you hit all the numbers on craps or something like that.
Sure.
It's something like that maybe like. But we're like it's a little different. Like every cycle that ends up happening, it's like when you make all the numbers and stuff, you know how that pays like 150 to 1.
Right.
Every cycle it goes from 150 to 1. The next time it's 300. Next time it's 450. So each cycle is getting progressively larger.
Right.
And then if you're in the game for a very long time and you've been keeping assets over a period of time, you grow in wealth. Like Ethereum, right? When I first started, I bought Ethereum for like $4.
Wow.
$4. That was my first Ethereum purchase. I bought Litecoin for 50 cents. My first purchase, yeah. Maybe been cheaper, but it was like 50 cents. I bought Bitcoin maybe $400 or something like that. My first actual Bitcoin I was buying for $400, and it went up to it went from $8 to $1,400. Litecoin went from 50 cents to $420.
Wow.
Bitcoin went from $400 to 20,000. Now what happened from 20,000? It went to 3,000. From $420 for Litecoin, it went to $22. Ethereum went from $1,400 to $78, and then from $78 it went to $5,100. From Litecoin, it went from, I think, $22. It went back up to slightly above $400.
Yeah.
And then Bitcoin went from $3,000 to $69,000.
So you really are used to riding the gambling roller coaster, because it really is parallel.
It's not gambling to me.
Right. No, I get it. But you still have to experience, you still go through the, like, if you play blackjack long enough, right? You take $200, $300, whatever, you run it up to 3K.
Yeah.
And then you come back down to 1,500. You're like, fuck, why didn't I just quit when I had the 3K? And then you get blackjack back to back hands. You want to double down. All of a sudden you got 5,600.
I love the energy right now.
Right? And you're like, it's a good thing. It's a good thing I didn't quit when I had fucking 3K. And you ride that roller coaster up and down and up and down and up and down. And then you're used to that.
Right. And now we hit 69,000. We crashed to 15,500. You see how it goes? 15,500, 3,000, 400. You see 400, 3,000, 15,000. So we already hit the low already for Bitcoin already. It's 15,500. Ethereum, its low was $780, maybe $880. Just depends where you look at. The thing is, some exchanges have a little higher, a little lower, but let's just call it $800. $800. What's called in 2019, I was buying $80 Ethereum. In 2022, I was buying $800 Ethereum. Look what happened. Low to low, 10 times the money. So if you you fucked it all up. If you're buying around this time, you should in the next 4 or 5 years, you'd be up 10 times on that, or 5 times on that. That's the whole thing. Is like right now, this is not gambling. Right now, where it gets to gambling is when we get in deep into 2024 or early 2025, because people like right now, normally, like I'm doing like 100 people live watching right now. During a bull market, my YouTube channel was maybe like 4,000 people, and I would have like 800 people watching me live.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot, man.
It's a lot. Like I would have I would have the crypto mindset courses. I would have, this one of much smaller. If my channel was this big when I did the crypto mindset courses, oh my God, dude, I would have had like our biggest course about 2,000 people, right? 2,000 people, right? And we had 2,000 people when my channel was 4,000 people, subscribers.
It's a lot.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like
people get so romantic over how you got to have 1 million subscribers, or they don't realize that's a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go to a big movie theater, maybe it's got 400 seats in it.
At most.
Oh,
that's a big one too.
Right, like a big movie theater, right?
Yeah, that movie theater we rented out, it was like I don't even think it was.
Less.
It was less. It was like 100.
The one for when we watched Air.
Yeah, the Air. Oh, the Air one. But
54 seats. That's recliners. That's 54 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty. That was
fun, wasn't it?
That was pretty fun,
That was
dude. I love that theater, dude. That's so cool, dude.
Yeah.